Woo, okay, it took me a while to get there. And I still don't know why this looks so like fuzzy. That's really strange to me. But we are going to do our new moon in Gemini live tarot readings. Let's get to it. All right, so as you all know, hi, I'm Mila Rose, and we have our Book of Shadows Tarot that we like to use, which comes with two decks actually. And oh my gosh, you know what? I just realized why it's so bright like this, but that'll be okay. It's all right. And we're going to shuffle our cards and we are going to see what we get. So we're going to start with Aries. And I have to realize that this is backwards on here. And let's see what Aries general card is. General reading. Ooh, 3 of Water. That's a fantastic card to get. Okay, so 3 of Water. That is wonderful. We love to see it. Aries, it's looking like new moon in Gemini is going to be a time of celebration. It's going to be a time of fun. Like, it sounds like y'all are going to have a good time this new moon. And let's do a quick shuffle and let's see for our Aries. Ooh, okay. What your general energy is going to be looking like. All right. So let's do this one, and split for our clarifiers. And there we go. Okay, let's get our cards. Ooh, 10 of Wands. Well, it started off great. You know what I'm saying? It started off great. It just sounded wonderful. And now I don't know what happened. Y'all are stressed. You picked up a lot of responsibilities. Oh, you are trying. Okay. You are trying to live out your dreams. You are really trying to like be that person. And because you're trying to achieve the world, you're trying to really like do all the things you've always dreamed of doing. It's a lot of responsibility and it's taking up a lot of energy. 8 of Wands, but you're firing through it. You're pulling through it. You're pushing through it. You are utilizing your resources. Yes, you're feeling overwhelmed, but you're excited about the fact that you're actually making moves towards having the life you've always wanted. And this is the energy that's going to keep you going. Knight of Chalices, great companion to that 3 of Water or 3 of Cups. Knight of Chalices is going to say that like there's some wonderful emotional connections happening. You're feeling really great about that. You might be also using relationships as a distraction at this time. We got the 10 of Waters, but you know, you want to be able to not only just have a wonderful career that's very fulfilling and very that that is tied to your actual life purpose. You want to have a relationship too. You want to have love as well. You want to have those connections and those friendships. Like you want to enjoy life. You got the World card again. What a wonderful new moon for my Aries. Like, so this last line is how to work with this energy is the World. Like it is really saying you have to look at things holistically. Like you can't just say that like, oh, well, for me being able to live out my dreams, to have my deepest desire is wrapped around financial obligations or financial connections. It has to include relationships, it has to include love, it has to include partnership. Like that's just literally in the cards for you, Aries. Okay. So let me try to move this up some more, try to get all of them in there in the frame. Okay. There we go. So that's literally in the card for you, Aries. Like the World is your outcome. It is what you are working towards right now. But make it holistic, make it balanced. Literally make it balanced. Spend some time in meditation, spend some time getting quiet and quieting your mind so you can be very clear, so that you're not just kind of doing things to do things, and also that you're not getting distracted, especially as things start to manifest for you. 2 of Air, you literally got that twice. Like you need to, yes, you have a lot going on. Yes, things are going well. Yes, you're making the connections you want to be making, but you also need to be taking time and being very clear and very strategic about what's going on. The how to work with that energy is the Sun card. And that's really saying that making sure that you are giving enough to yourself, that you're making sure that you are getting the recognition that you deserve, but also that you are feeling fulfilled internally, and that you're not so focused kind of on the external of things, the money, the love, that you forget to nurture yourself in that process. That light has to come from somewhere, and you need to keep the flame lit. We have the Six of Chalices. And so the Six of Chalices is definitely giving us thinking about the past, fond memories, maybe being a little naive in how we're approaching things. Let's see what our clarifier is. The Three of Earth. I think you might also be, I got a little insight that you may be building your understanding of what you want your life to look like based on childhood aspirations. So like what you wanted when you were younger, or what you wanted when you were, or what you saw when you were younger. And here it's saying that, like, let's come to the present and let's look around us for current role models, current aspirations, and let's build what we're making our life to be in the future based off of that. We got how to work with this energy is the devil. And so the devil is going to say that, it's how to work with the energy. So it's not a negative insight, it's a positive one. And so it's saying that those temptations, those grown up aspirations that you're interested in, and things that you might be finding yourself drawn to now, finding healthy ways to incorporate that into your life. And lastly, oh, great, King of Pentacles. All your hard work is paying off. I know you're very stressed. I know you're very stressed. I know you're feeling overwhelmed, but the hard work is paying off. We got the Litha, which is Judgment. Is that Judgment? 19. No, that's the Sun. Okay, so you got the Sun twice. You've got a lot of repeating cards. You've had the World twice. You've had the Two of Swords twice. You've got the Sun card twice. Like, this really is about finding that balance of having your external reflect your internal. And that's that meditation piece right there, making sure that you are not like giving so much and doing so much that your own candle is burning down and you don't have that energy to even be able to enjoy. We can go back to that Six of Chalices. We can go back to your main card for the month for the new moon in Gemini, which is the Three of Water, Three of Cups. If you don't even have the energy to enjoy all these great things that you've done, like, what's the point, honestly? Then you're just doing it to do it. You're just working to work. King of Chalices is your how to work with this energy. Stay in touch with your emotions. Stay in touch with those relationships. Stay in touch with those people who are wise enough and in tune enough to understand that they need to feed into you just as much as you feed into them. That they're understanding that you're not going to be able to provide for yourself or provide for the company, provide for your family if you're burnt out. So this is kind of like a little bit of a prescription of how to enjoy, how to celebrate, how to have this time of feeling very festive and active, is to make sure that you are putting things in place to prevent burnout, because burnout is kind of the route that you're used to taking and the one that you're currently on. But if you let these people who want to celebrate with you care for you, it'll bring you to a more balanced state. Your outcome card is the Maiden of Air. Let's see if we get anything else for that. Maiden of Air is the Knight of Air. So there'll be some quick messages coming up here, lots of communication, which is great. That we love that Gemini energy, getting things moving. Seven of Fire. And so, yeah, it's Saturn, lots of communication around creating structure. And that should help you. Like, creating structure should help you to create balance. Like, that'll be really helpful for you in that circumstance, because I think that one of the things you're kind of having a little bit of a hard time with is making sure that you're maintaining that balance and maintaining that um, structure in your life. And we want to make sure that our Aries don't get burnt out. We love our Aries. We want to keep them nice and balanced. So that's going to be it for Aries. And now I'm trying to change up. Oh, well, it looks much better now. Maybe it was just because I had the other one open. All right. Yay. Okay. Well, now we fixed that. All right, so that's it for Aries. Let's see what's going on with our next sign, Taurus. Taurus, how's it going? I feel like things have gotten a little bit better for Taurus. Um, I think that Taurus has kind of finally decided to lay low a little bit. Not that y'all are not always laying low, but you know. And then that way, instead of getting caught up in a lot of the drama that's been going on, because there has been a lot of drama in the air, we love that Leo energy that's been activated and been waiting for its moment to shine, has kind of pulled a lot of drama. And you know, Taurus doesn't really like drama. Taurus wants to be chill. So let's see what Taurus new moon reading is. All right, let's get your general card, Taurus. Oh, that was fast. Okay. Six of air. Six of air. Okay. So you're moving beyond something. You're doing some research. Okay. Taurus. Yeah, I could get a kind of a staying kind of quiet, staying out of the mess. I'm here for that, Taurus. Let's see what else we got. Oh, let me dig into the details of what's going on with our Taurus. You may also need to go within, seek some internal assistance so that you're very nice and clear about what's going on and what your expectations are and what's happening for yourself. Let's get this. Let's get some cards. Queen of Swords. Yeah. Y'all are learning to communicate. Y'all are needing to communicate very clearly at this time about what it is that you want. Ace of Fire. Yeah. About what it is that you want, what your desires are, the projects that you're working on. Here's my thought about this, though, with the Six of Air, is to be mindful of who you're sharing information with, Taurus. So don't just go blabbing off at the mouth. Not that that's your thing, but Gemini energy makes people nosy. It makes people want to know what's going on. It makes people want to have a lot of conversations about stuff. And like Taurus, let stuff gestate, let it grow, like figure out how you feel about it, and then share with the people who need to know. Nine of Wands is your clarifier how to work with this energy. And so Nine of Wands is going to be kind of sticking with it. You're almost at the end. You've been a little frustrated with all the things that are going on, but now you're really seeing it like, okay, it was worth it to put all this time and this energy, put all this passion into my projects. And now I'm going to see like the fruition of it. Like you're almost there. Like spending this time creating this new situation has been really helpful for you. Let me I want to clarify for the Six of Air. Or Six of Swords, Two of Cups. Ooh, okay. Something about a relationship, growing a partnership. Got it. Seven of Chalices. You feel like you have a lot of choices. That is great. I think that's also a great reason. Ooh, a transformation. That is the seven. That is the. This is the seven. Ooh, kitty, stop that. Let's see what they call for transformation. Now, y'all know this is the one, none of this stuff is in order. So we'll have to see where we can find that card. The Chariot, that's what I thought it was. Life in cycles. Change, movement, and transformation. Yeah, you have a lot of options that are becoming available to you. And you're wanting to change. You literally got the wheel, how to work with that. Understand that things happen in cycles. Understand that nothing stays the same. Also, that you want change to happen. You don't, I know, Taurus, you don't actually want change to happen. Like you do, but you want it to happen in a way that brings you more stability. You want it to happen in a way that brings you more wealth. You want it to happen in a way that makes you feel more secure. But that's not always the case. And right now I'm feeling like there's a little bit of confusion around communication and around like what are the long term, like what are you building, especially with your partner? What are you building? especially when you're feeling like there are a lot of options available to you and you do want things to shift in how they're functioning in your relationship. Let's see what we got. High Priestess, utilize, tap into your subconscious, utilize your strength and your own internal power. Three of Water or Three of Cups is the clarifier. I think you're really wanting, ooh, how to work with that energy is the Tower. I think one of the things you're also going to be finding as you kind of go through this process, this I believe that's going to be a pretty big change that's going to come in a relationship for you, to Taurus, is that you're going to have to go within and you're going to have to figure out and be very clear about what it is that you actually want, what it is that you want in your relationship, but also what it is that you want from a community standpoint. Who is it that you want to have around you? We go back to that when we first started the reading, talking about Queen of Swords. Oh my goodness. Let me get my cat. Oh, come on, kitty. Okay, come on. Okay, get down, Papa. I guess he wanted to be a part of the reading too. Okay. As we talk about kind of, oh, we lost the card. Okay, well, I'll have to go get that. But as we talk about um what does that look like, and we talk about, as you're putting together, you're working on these projects, you want to be mindful about who you share this information with. And I think that that's a part of the issue here, is that if you have a partner, if you're in a relationship, you should be able to talk to them. Like, you should be able to communicate pretty clearly with them. And if there's something going on where it seems like you have to, like, really think about your words and think about what you're saying and, like, reason it all out before you can do so, that's an interesting dynamic, because you should be able to share this excitement with them in the moment, in that time. So, it's just a thought about where you're kind of at with this, but being very clear, going within that High Priestess energy, going within, looking at your community, looking at what it means to celebrate. And how to work with that energy is the Tower. So that's allowing a revelation to come through. There's something that you will learn from, and we can get a clarifier on this because that's why we have two decks. There's a revelation that's going to come in. We got the Mother of Air. Oh, we got Queen of Swords again, but Queen of Swords in reverse. It's about how you're communicating, or your lack thereof. Queen of Swords in reverse is the revelation that's going to come in about how you've been communicating, or how you've not been communicating, how you've not been telling your truth, how you've not been standing strong on your word, how you've not been able to connect in that way with your partner. And I'm guessing how you would desire to do so. Let's see, we got the Eight of Wands. So now you're wanting to make some change. You're wanting to do some of the work here. You're wanting to shift that energy. You got Mabon, that's justice. And so you're wanting to balance out so that that light and that dark side are brought together. So that is doing the work of the High Priestess. That's taking that unconscious desire that you have to truly be able to, like, be yourself, and to be able to say what you think, say what you mean, say, like, just be able to not have to feel guarded, and communicate that very clearly. Like, you're feeling that drive, you're feeling that pull, and then you got the Emperor. So yeah, you're gonna definitely be, even if it is something that makes you feel a little bit more uncomfortable, you're taking a stronger stance in things. You're taking a stronger stance. You're going to be very, you're just going to tell it like it is. A lot of that may be wanting to spare feelings. And I don't see a lot about that. I just see that, like, being stuck in your head, like being a little stuck in your head and trying to create those next steps, trying to embrace that change, has got you where you were overthinking a little bit. But now you're like, you know what? No, like, I'm going to go in within, I'm going to get very clear, and I'm going to take that information and I'm going to share it. It's time to let that kind of break free and be shared with the world, and be shared specifically, though, with your partner. Two of Chalices. Yes. It's going to bring you all closer together. And whether you are unpartnered or whether you do have a partner, um, it's going to bring you closer together with anyone in your life who you want to build a stronger connection with, that you want to be closer with, that you want to be able to be your true, honest, authentic self with. All of that is going to help you bring y'all closer together and to build that connection. And if you are unpartnered and you're looking for someone, or you're wanting to rekindle that partnership, like, that's coming in. That's coming in as you do this work and you clear out that resistance to being open, to being honest, to sharing your thoughts and your feelings. You got the Nine of Aries, the clarifier for the Two of Chalices. So that's really like overthinking, dragging things out. And I've kind of felt that vibe here. It took a while for it to come out, but the vibe has been here about kind of overthinking, um, just just overthinking everything. And especially, but overthinking how to have the talk, how to have how to tell your partner what it is that you've been working on, and what it is you've been wanting to do, this big change you've been wanting to make. And how to work with that as the Four of Wands. It's to look at the long term. It's to look at creating stability. If your idea, which we know, I just said right at the beginning, Taurus, that Taurus likes to have stability. You're great with transformation if it's bringing you closer to having stability in your life. So if having a difficult conversation about where you want your relationship to go will bring you more stability, it's a good thing. So reframing your thoughts around what it means to have these conversations, reframing your own self-worth around the types of relationships that you get to have. You've got to shift your own mindset around this. Five of Water, you need to push beyond just that kind of like Ten of Earth in reverse is your outcome. Five of Water is saying, I love fives now. I've been reading up on things and stuff. And although a lot of folks will be like, oh, tension and things like that, it is emotional tension. It is kind of feeling a little defensive. It is, being a little stuck in the past, but also starting to finally turn towards the future. But the Five of Water is really saying, if you stay in the Four of Cups, if you stay there constantly just trying to keep a hold of all the things that used to be, while sometimes reaching out and trying something a little different, but not rocking the boat too much, like, you will be stuck. Your relationships will be stagnant. And that is the thing that Taurus always has to fight against, is becoming stagnant. And your relationship, without you doing this internal work to learn how to communicate better, is going to become stagnant. And I think that that's that underlying, like, all the change, all the transformation, all the growth cards that you've been getting is pushing you towards, like, you have to grow into this relationship. So pushing through that kind of emotional barrier to go a little bit deeper, to go a little bit further, and to grow emotionally. And then a clarifier for that Five of Water is the Ten of Earth in reverse, like instability. Literally taking, like, all the things about being able to successfully build a legacy, to be able to be successful in your life long term, and being able to have that home, business, retirement, all those things, family with the grandkids and all that running around, just turned on its head, is related to that inability to be able to push beyond. Is related to that inability to be able to be emotionally vulnerable, but also to communicate what is and what isn't working in your relationships. So this might not be the most comfortable new moon for you, Taurus, but it's a push that you need in the direction to go in to be able to get where it is you actually want to be in life, which is stability. All right, so that's it for our Taurus. And now we move on. Oh, Geminis. Hey, Geminis. It is your new moon. That's exciting. I also have to go get that card that my cat knocked on the floor. Fun times. But let's see what Geminis have going on for their new moon, which we love that for them. I don't even know where that card is. Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know. I'm trying to even think through, like, is there too much going on? Let's see. It's Gemini season. The moon is in Gemini. I'm guessing that Mercury has already moved outside of Gemini. Most of what we're hearing about is that Leo energy um, with Mars and Venus being in Leo, or going to Leo if they're not there already. And then we have Pluto just went back into retrograded back into Capricorn. So we have a lot of lessons coming back to us. One of the things, though, that I find to be a little bit amusing about this is that Capricorn energy, although stressful in that it is, if you don't have that personality type that would enjoy that, um, is very familiar because it's run by Saturn and we're very like Saturnian society. So it's not as uncomfortable as Pluto in Aquarius has been, with all of the advancements in technology, with all of the questions about societal norms and expectations. A lot of those conversations around like gender norms and expectations and sexuality come from Pluto moving into Aquarius, because Aquarius pushes us to go beyond just our like norms and our limits. It wants us to expand, and it's more of an androgynous energy. So retrograding back into Capricorn will actually feel a lot more comfortable for folks because it's more of what we've been used to, as opposed to that kind of push towards growth and revolution and all of that stuff that Aquarius putting has been putting into us and putting on us for the last, what has been maybe a couple of months or so. So I think that'll be a comfort to some folks. I don't know for Gemini's probably enjoyed a little bit of that, and they especially enjoyed the advancement in technology because that has helped them to be able to learn more and to do more. I'm sure that many Geminis have greatly loved having things like Chat GPT and things like that, because now when their mind's a little all over the place, they can just go and put in there like, hey, write me this, hey, write me a plan for that, hey, do this. And they really utilized and saw the benefits of having a partner that's a piece of technology, a partnership in technology, to help them kind of balance out the twins. So I've just been talking. Let's get into the reading. Let's get into Gemini's actual new moon and Gemini reading and see what's going on for them. Let's get y'all's general card and see what we get. Okay. Oops. Okay, there we go. All right. Let's see what Gemini's. Ooh, that was fast. Ooh, transformation. See? Change and transformation. The Chariot card. So, Gemini, you might be wanting to move, but you also might just be wanting to have a shift, a little bit of a change. You want to experience something different. You've been a little bored with how things are going, and you're just wanting to grow. You're wanting to expand. You want to be out there. Ace of Water. You want to have new feelings. You want to experience something new. Let's get this card for our clarifiers. Okay, let's see what we got. You literally got the Chariot again. So your main energy for this reading for the new moon in Gemini is the Chariot. Your first card out is the Chariot. You should just go on a like vacation. I think you need to do something a little unconventional. Maybe like spur of the moment. Like it doesn't need to be per se anything big. I know most folks will be like, "Oh, maybe you move." But maybe you're not moving. Maybe you just change your furniture around. Maybe you decide to go and buy a new outfit and go out to eat somewhere. Maybe you take a road trip. But just something that takes you out of your usual environment and places you somewhere else. Um, we'll get some clarity on, because it's like a new emotional connection you're trying to feel again. I think you've been bored to the point where you're going through the motions, you're not feeling per se, it's not exciting to you, and you're trying to like wake that back up. Get your clarifier for that. Spell casting, the strength card. So you're needing to be a little brave. I think you want to be brave. You want to break out of this doldrums of all the things that have been happening. Ooh, and how to work with that. Ask for help. You know, maybe you have someone who is a person who is very spontaneous, that is very just, they see something, they're like, "Ooh, I want to try that out," and they just go do it. Ask for some assistance. If it's anything related to you're worried about funds, you're worried about paying for this new exciting thing that you try out, also seek someone who has some who does well with money. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, there's definitely something with money going on here. It's like you are wanting to do something different, but you're feeling a little concerned about the cost of it. You want to ignite your passions again. You want to start on this new project. You want to feel alive. Like you want to feel alive, and that fire within you is starting to like wake up. Come on, summertime. We love summer solstice. But that fire within you is starting to wake up, even though summertime would really be lower, like Ace of Cups, which is maybe the whole thing is that there's some healing going on here. But you're a little concerned about like, is this gonna mess up my money? Let's see how we work with this. Five of Chalices. Okay. You've got a lot of challenges coming up this new moon in Gemini. You're being challenged to really like push beyond in a lot of areas. Like, um, I think you've been feeling sad. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I think you've been feeling sad. I think you've been feeling like you're behind. Transformation of the Chariot is like wanting to move forward. I think you've been feeling behind, and you're trying to build up the courage to move on and to move forward, to do what you feel passionate about, to do what brings you joy, and you're trying to figure out how to get into that energy. Three of Wands. Three of Wands. That's great. This is another card of taking a trip. Usually it's the boats coming in, all that other, wonderful stuff, venturing out. But I really feel like I love this card and how the Three of Wands is depicted, because it's a woman sitting in front of a fire. She's got three candles lit. Like, when it's that whole, like, the house is clean once you light the candles. But there's also messages coming in, like the mail carrier is outside delivering the mail. Like you are cleaning up house and getting back to being comfortable with who you are. And as you do that, invitations to experience things outside of your comfort zone start to come in. Let's get our clarifier. Ooh, Omen, which I'm pretty sure is the Tower card. Yeah, there's a revelation though. And I think that's going to be a part of that message. So part of the messages coming in, a part of that expansion, is going to be what wakes you up, what pulls you out of that comfort zone. Let's get our how to work with this energy. Eight of Pentacles. Going towards what it is that you find joy in, going towards what it is, like a talent of yours, a specialty of yours, not running away from challenges. There's that strength card that's been at the beginning of your reading. Everything's been pulling you to get out of this comfort zone you've been in for a while, and to go after those passions, to go to get out of that not so happy place you've been in. I don't want to talk about depression. If you're depressed, clinically depressed, go see your doctor. Go make sure your meds are okay. Like, go and do that check-in, because you've been dragged down, I think, through this last season, through the season of spring. You've been feeling like that pull, and now you're starting to feel that awakening. You're starting to feel that freedom of leaving behind the things that kept you feeling stuck, but you're still like edging on that. Can I move forward? Can I let go? Can I have more? 10 of Chalices. And of course you can. You can have happiness. You can have joy. Ace of Elements. So this is the the Magician card. You have all the skills, you have all the tools within you in order to be able to create this Ten of Chalices, Ten of Cups experience. And the way to work through that is the Knight of Pentacles. You have to believe in yourself. Like, you have to believe in yourself. You have to have a plan. You have to ground a little bit. Like, there's a reason why things were a little dull for a bit, but that's because you needed that sense of security. Because when you have a sense of security, like we talked about with Taurus just before this, that does give you that foundation to be able to be brave, to be able to go beyond. And so, like, digging down and being okay with making sure you have that plan in place and you're not just like willy-nilly, like booking a trip to Paris because you feel that urge to just go and you don't want to be stuck anymore. But then, like, you realize you've maxed out all of your credit cards with that Six of Pentacles and Five of Pentacles energy. And now you're feeling really stuck. And, like, you know, you have to have this revelation about, oh, I do actually have to work hard to be able to have the life that I want. Like, it's saying be more strategic overall, as I advised in the beginning of this reading, which will lead you to where you can just enjoy the things that are going on around you instead of like being at the end of this, you know, new moon cycle and being broke. King of Swords is your last card. Communication, communication, communication. Ten of Fire. It's a lot of work. I think if you've been looking for a new job, or if you've been looking for another way to make money, if you have something that you feel very passionate about, I think as you move out of like this space of feeling emotionally vulnerable and sad into feeling more confident and secure, that is going to come up for you, and that it's going to be somewhere where you need to be able to speak very clearly. You need to be able to articulate your thoughts very well. You need to create a plan, and that it's taking on responsibilities that maybe you would not have normally have done so, but because it's related to that spark that you feel that actually makes you want to get up and go in the morning, get up and not just like be sad like you have been with Five of Chalices, that it feel that it's worth it. That's what it's saying. It's worth it. Yes. How to work through that? The world. It is worth it. It will bring you that fulfillment that you've been looking for, that expansion you've been looking for. It will get you out of this dull, sad space you've been in. It will bring you new connections, new people to talk to, new ways to express yourself, like all the things that we know that our Gemini's love. Your outcome card is the Goddess card, which is the Empress card. When I tell you it's just about abundance, it's about growth, it's about expansion. And then you got the Crown of Fire, which is the Queen of Fire, but you got it in reverse. And so that is going to be about, to me, I see that kind of as energy to work with, is that to embrace being the Empress, to embrace being a very productive, but in a way that works for you, that doesn't wear you out, that doesn't tire you out. You're going to have to step into that being courageous. You're going to have to step into that being secure. But you're going to have to also understand that, like, sometimes, even when you don't feel that way, you're still going to be able to be fruitful. You're still going to be able to make a lot of money. You're still going to be able to have a good life. Like you don't have to wait until you feel brave. You can do it anyway. So that's it for our Gemini. So happy new moon in Gemini to our lovely Geminis. And now we move on to Cancer. Ooh, Cancer. Are y'all happy that Venus is gone? Y'all happy that Mars is moving out of y'all's sign? That you don't have to be so defensive for the people that you love and the things that you care about? How is it going for you all, Cancers? I feel like Cancers will be like going back into their shell. Everyone's going to be social. Like, you know, that Venus and Mars is pulling everybody out. It's a very dynamic energy. But I feel like Cancers are like, I can be in the mix without having to be the mix. And I feel like that's going to be their vibe for the summer. They're going to really be digging into that water healing energy. And like, I'm going to rest. Like, I'm going to be in my shell on a beach somewhere resting, and the rest of you all can get pulled into a whole bunch of foolishness and craziness with that Leo energy, but me, I'm going to be chilling, so that when the fall comes and all that real deep shadow work starts, I will have already gotten started with mine. But let's see what we get. Okay. So let's get Cancer's main card. Main vibe for the new moon in Gemini. Ooh. Okay. Well, we got our two cards. The 5, the Book of Shadows, which is the Hierophant, and the 4 of Water, which is the, well, just 4 of Cups. Okay. So yeah, spiritual summer for you, or spiritual new moon in Gemini for you. You're going to be looking at, this is kind of teacher energy. It is someone who has studied something, who has gone beyond. So you have the high priestess, then you get the empress, then you get the emperor, and then you get the hierophant. So you have like the empress, who is overall the fertility, the gestation, the like growing of things. You have the emperor, who creates the structure and the order, and then you have the hierophant, who kind of comes in as like the pope and looks at structuring that spiritual side of things. So this is creating some structure for your spirituality, particularly around your emotions, around that emotional, deep emotional work you've been doing, and being able to take in the new offerings of support that that you'll be receiving and that you have received as this new moon in Gemini comes in. Okay. Let's get your clarifiers up there, and then let's get your cards and see what you got going on. Lovely Cancers. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, the devil. Oh, temptation. All right then. Oh, the tower. Okay. Cancers. I was putting out into the universe just chill energy for you, and it just kind of all laughed in my face like, haha, chill? No, what do you mean? Okay, so Cancers. Y'all all right? I think you're needing to have that spiritual fortitude to deal with this emotional situation that's coming up. All right. So the devil card is going to be about your connections, right? It's going to be about things you might have an addictive pattern to. But the clarifier for that is the tower card. So like a revelation, a sudden change, an unexpected change. And the final card under that of how to work with that is Knight of Chalices. So we're really kind of pointing towards if you're needing to be brave with your emotions and to speak through and communicate and to kind of dream a little bit, allow yourself to not to chase after what it is that you really want, and not necessarily get so stuck into reality where it's like you're beaten down by the truth of whether you think you could have this or not. There is a connection that you really enjoy, and that is a lot of fun. It might be late nights out. It might be long cuddle sessions, doing more than cuddles, maybe. It might be very indulgent, meals and things like that. But there is a revelation that is coming through about this that is going to cause you to move into a space of Knight of Chalices, of Knight of Cups, where, maybe you're making a declaration of love. Maybe you're, really just putting yourself vulnerably out there. Let's see what your next card is. 3 of Chalices. And there will be celebration. You're having a good time. You're enjoying this connection. You're enjoying the community that you've made. And maybe this revelation was that, maybe not all indulgent experiences are a bad thing. We got the 14. So we've got the Temperance card going under there, under the 3 of Cups. So it's saying you make sure that you're staying in balance. Make sure that you're not pulling so far into that devil energy that like you are forsaking all other things for love, for the good times. You're like, I just want to have a good time. So maybe you're not in that shell. Maybe you out. You're pulling fully into that Leo energy. You're out and about and you're having a good time. Don't go too far where you get out of balance, you forget your responsibilities, you're not taking care of yourself. Four of Wands. How to work through that is balancing it out. Four of Wands. Making sure that your home is taken care of, your bills are paid, making sure that you're maintaining some sense of stability there while still having a good time. Five of Pentacles, or Six of Pentacles. Yeah, because if you lean a little too far in any direction, you always can pull yourself out of balance just a little bit. And you want to make sure that your finances do not fall too far out of that balance. Crown of Fire is the clarifier for the Six of Pentacles. You know, don't run away from the situation. Be brave and face it head on. Understand that you have, with that, we're finally getting into a little bit of that Hierophant energy, because Queen of Fire has that black cat in the picture. And it's a very like intuitive way of knowing. And I think you're going to need to tap into your intuition, that strong sense of knowing that you have, your ability to understand when you've done a little too much. So that you know that, like, hey, I don't have to be worried about being someone who's homeless and begging on the streets, or whether I'm where I'm hoarding, where I am holding everything within. You know, you need to make sure that you're sharing and that you're keeping that good balance going on in your relationships. We then got the Knave of Wands. You got a lot of fire energy going on here, Cancers. But our Knave of Wands is how to work with this energy. That is the Page of Fire or Page of Wands. And so that's going to be saying, you know, really dig into your passions, dig into that core of what makes you who you are, and look at that like root of inspiration. And whether that is this connection, whether that is this new offering that comes in, whether that's this new love that makes you want to stay out all night and just have a good time and like really enjoy the life that you've built for yourself, it's saying that you have to stay connected to that inner core, your inner fire. Channel that, channel that up, move that up through you. Make sure that you're working with it and letting it mature into that Queen of Fire energy, which will help it so that you don't have to lean so far either way where you're not making the wisest decisions when it comes to how you're spending your money. Seven of Swords. Yeah, okay. So, you know, been trying to get things together. You're trying to figure out a plan. May not necessarily be working out, and you're definitely looking for some assistance here. You're feeling a bit scattered. Crone of Earth. So, oh, Crone. These are king. This is king energy. I keep talking about queens. It's king energy. So you have the King of Fire. And you have the King of Fire, King of Earth. Yeah, there is definitely something going on here with these finances. I think you need to make the choice that's going to bring you to that space of stability. I think you're going to have a good time for some of this, and then you need to make a little bit of a shift, just a little bit of a shift. You know, maybe go out, have one nice good date night, you know, weekend of just fun and all of that stuff, and then like go on shift over so that you don't look back at your bank account or you don't look back at projects due for work or stuff that you were supposed to be putting into place and none of it is done. You have to have that order. You have to have the stability. You need to have that long-term plan, Knight of Swords, and then you need to communicate. If there is something, you got to get your thoughts in order. You got to get your thoughts in order. You've got to get a plan together. And it needs to be one that's grounded in making headway towards your long-term goals. And once you've got that in order, you need to actually communicate that with the people who need to know what's going on. And then the Chariot is your last card. So then you'll be making some moves. I think it'll free you from kind of that space of trepidation that shows up in the middle of this. It gives you a little bit of that freedom. And the Chariot can be Cancer card. It's not always the moon. The Chariot is also a Cancer card. It's a card of transformation. So then you have the Fool card as the clarifier. So you're jumping into something new. This is very interesting. Like, it's very interesting. Let me get the how to work with this energy. It's the Strength card. So we come back to that being brave. We come back to that King of Fire and those other fire cards that we have here. All right, so we start off with the devil, indulgences, addictions. We have a revelation around that, which I mean, it might be addiction to this new love. It might be, wanting to just dive into that and maybe forget all of the things that are going around you. But it's coming back to that, Book of Shadows, the Hierophant, gaining that wisdom through your experiences, to come back to say, like, hey, this is great and all, because you have like a really good, like, I mean, that first row was kind of rough. But when you get to that second row where it's like, all right, we're just going to have a good time. We're just going to, try to balance things out. We're going to try to maintain our stability to a like bloop, like, uh-oh, am I over giving? Am I going to have enough to make it? Do I have enough funds to pay my bills for the rest of the month? And it's like, yo, get a handle of yourself. um, and kind of come back to the drawing board, but you're still feeling frazzled about things. But you really need to like create that plan. And I think you're moving towards and moving away from this more haphazard devil energy to just something more fulfilling, something that's going to get you out of this space. Like, I don't think that the energy, the environment at the beginning of this card is very healthy. And I think towards the end of this new moon cycle, you're going to be heading towards something different. Let's see what your outcome is. I don't know what you're heading towards, but it's definitely something different. You're starting over. You want to do something. You want to be in a new space. And you need to have courage to take that leap of faith to make that move. Let's see. What are we moving towards, though? Mother of air and maiden of air. Queen of swords and the knight of fire. Ooh. Yeah, you are making that move. Like, you are getting the courage to speak up, to speak your mind, to cut these unhealthy ties. That devil energy, like, there's a revelation that happens there, and you're cutting these unhealthy ties. You're cutting this kind of fantasy world that you've built up around one of your relationships, one of these connections that is a lot of fun, but it pulls you away from the stability that you like, especially for you to feel emotionally vulnerable. And so you're going to cut those ties. You're going to be very communicative. You're moving towards being like setting some strong boundaries, and you're feeling very empowered by that. Like, you're tapping into that strength energy, all these fire cards that ended up at the bottom, and like air cards, like, you're tapping into that fire energy that says that, like, I have to put myself first. I need to be able to speak what my needs are and have them met. I deserve that. Like, I deserve to be loved in the way that I want to be loved. And you're moving out of this unhealthy connection that, I'm gonna keep saying it, it's probably a lot of fun, Cancer. It's probably a lot of fun. You probably have a great time with it, but it's not the healthiest connection. It's not really the one that's fueling you and getting you where you need to be in life. And this doesn't have to be a person. It could just be something that makes you feel good, but it's not healthy for you in the long run. And you're going to be putting up a boundary there and moving on. So, all right, that is what a reading. That is your new moon in Gemini reading. So you could do some ritual work around being able to voice your concerns and being able to communicate well. Journaling sounds like a great option for you right now. Honoring these connections, honoring the fun that you've been having, but also saying, like, all right, well, I gotta go. I gotta I gotta put me first. That's what they say, right? Well, Cancers, it might be time for you to put yourself first so that you don't end up getting left in the dark. All right. So now we're gonna do Leos. Leos are next. All right, Leos. I've heard it's been like y'all's time to shine. Y'all have such good energy going on. All right, we got that one. All right, so let's shuffle our main ones for Leos, new moon in Gemini. Leos, new moon in Gemini. Let's see what we've got going on. Leos, new moon in Gemini. Okay. Let's get the main card for Leo's new moon in Gemini. What's your subject? What's your topic? Topic. For Leo's new moon in Gemini. And a clarifier to go with that. All right. Ooh, Maiden of Earth. Okay. And Nine of Fire. All right. Well, did y'all start a new job? Maiden of Earth is Knight of Earth. Passing on. And Nine of Fire. That's a little stressed out. Or did you start a new project? Are you feeling that expansion, feeling that need to do more, to be more, to ground yourself in the earth? Ooh, Seven of Swords. Yeah, what y'all stressed out about? What y'all been trying to put together? Six of Water is the clarifier for that. Y'all have a lot of options apparently available to you. My goodness. All right. Ooh, and how to work through that is the High Priestess. All right, so Leos, I thought y'all were just going to be having a great time, like just living it up. Y'all are stressed out though. Y'all stressed out about this new project? It seems like too much pressure, too many feelings, too many options popping up. Something you needed to move away from. And shadow work. You need to do some shadow work. You need to do some shadow work. But let's get a clarifier. What in the world is happening here? This was not what I expected y'all's reading to be. I had envisioned something very different for you all. Okay, Mother of Earth. Okay, Queen of Earth. Whew. All right. Well, Leos, y'all are very much so wanting to be in your abundance bag. Manifestation. What is my dream life? What is my deepest desire? I think you figured some of that out. You've done some of that work. You started to put some of those things into place. So whether you started the business, whether you started looking for the home, whether you started making sure that your relationship was nice and stable, whether you, you know, started trying to have kids, or whether you actually had a kid and now like you're like deep into mother mode, like you're trying to do all those things, but it's a lot more overwhelming right now. That's the space that it's in right now. You're feeling a little scattered, you're trying to figure it out, and you feel like you really just need to emotionally move on from this space. Eight of Wands, we know that our eights are that energy of seeking perfection, but perfection is not real. And the Eight of Wands is going to be looking at kind of utilizing that power of that fire. You're coming into your energy, you're coming into your space, and you've got to harness your own ability to kind of make it happen. And I think that's kind of what you decided to do to get you through this kind of a difficult phase right now. Is just figure out how to make it happen, figure out how to make it work. You got as a clarifier the Justice card, and wanting to balance that out, balance out that light and dark around, wanting to be this very like boss energy, wanting to be very successful in your career, but also successful in your home, and success like in every area. You were like, all right, how do I be successful, and how do I do this in a way where I can be nurturing and caring, and like just this like, oh my goodness, everyone is looking at me like you're doing such a great job, like you really want to like stick with that. But then it was like, there is so much to do here. And you said, but you know what, I can do it, I can get it done. I'm a Leo, I can do anything. And the Justice, the work that you put in, you will get out of it. Things will balance out, but let's see how to work with this. Ooh, Knight of Wands. You got that Knight of Wands twice. It's really just looking like you just gonna have to kind of move through this moment. Move through this moment, Leos. I'm sorry. You just got to move through this moment. You got to take it as it is, and just keep plugging, just keep going, because going back to the source of the why did you plant these seeds? Why did you plant the seeds to start your own business? Why did you plant the seeds to have a family? Why did you plant the seeds to move abroad? Why did you plant the seeds for whatever you planted these seeds for? Why did you do that? And when you go back to that, and you go back to that core, when you go back to who it is that you envision yourself to be, there's a lot to change who you have been into who you want to be. It takes a lot of energy, and it takes some time, and it takes some effort. And right now, you're just funneling that into this outcome that you're looking for. Six of Wands, victory is coming. You reap what you sow. What you put in there, you will get out of it. Victory is coming. You will climb the mountains. Ooh. Seek assistance from partnerships. So if it's a business, maybe get a business partner, or at least get somebody who's done this before and knows what they're doing and can support you. Or it could be a romantic partner, but it seeks to seek assistance from partnership. Working with others will help you out here. The Magician, like really tapping into, I don't really see anything that's like a self-doubt thing. I just see that it's the overwhelm from the situation, the overwhelm from having to do all of this really hard work to get this going, to get these seeds to grow. It's taking a lot of energy out of you. But you have all the tools that you need to be successful. You have all the support you need to be successful. Two of Chalices, you got the Two of Cups again. There is partnership that will help you out. There is partnership coming in. There is assistance that will come from others around you. I think when we look also at that, what does like earth energy really look like? It's also the community that we've built to support us. It's the foundation of all things that allow us to grow. And then we have the element of water, which is the Ace of Water. No, not Ace of Water. Element of water, which is going to be yeah, it is. It's the Ace of Water. Okay. Yeah, new connection. How fascinating. How fascinating. So maybe it's a new partnership. Maybe it's a new investor. Maybe let's see what our last one is. Four of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah. A new form of stability is going to come in and kind of take the load off of you. Take all of that, like everything you've kind of been pushing towards to do on your own is going to, like, someone or something is coming in to assist you in that. It's going to open up the door for you to have new emotional connections, to kind of get out of this space of overwhelm and to move towards feeling a little bit more safe, a little bit more secure. Ace of Swords is going to give you a new idea, give you a new way of looking at things, give you a new way to figure out how to balance all this energy out, balance out your heart and your mind. I think because a lot of your cards in the beginning were very focused on feeling overwhelmed, emotionally and mentally, is that now, like, through seeking assistance from others, through your connections that you've built, you're able to now think through this differently and figure out a new way of dealing with this. So that now you can actually enjoy all the fruits of your labor. Which is Four of Wands. That's your how to work with this energy, is to enjoy what you've built for yourself. And if you're all thinking about, like, this is so hard, this has been so much hard work, and there's still more to come, and I just feel overwhelmed, like, you don't get to enjoy it. You don't get to have a good time with it. Maiden of Fire. Maiden of Fire is going to be the Knight of Fire. Yes. So when you get that help, when you let that help in, whether that is a person, whether that is new love, whether that is an investor, whatever that help is that shows up for you, when you let that new help in, it gives you that energy you need back to feel empowered again, to be the Leo that we know you all are and that we love. Okay, here we go. And Yule, to let that, what I see as that, what you're kind of needing to let go of, that Ace of Swords that pops in there, is the not allowing yourself to be balanced, not allowing yourself to kind of, not allowing others to assist you, but really feeling that, like, if I'm going to make this happen, if it's going to happen, I have to be the one that makes it happen. It's saying, like, yes, you can start off that way, but don't close yourself off to others coming in and wanting to assist you. Like, don't get in that mind frame of, well, I started it, I did all of this hard work, so I should be the only one at the end who benefits from it. It's like, no, like the whole point is moving towards that Four of Wands energy is to have a supportive community, to be able to take care of each other. So when you're getting to that point where it's like, oh, finally, okay, great, I got all the work done, like turned everything in on time, the children are good, like, all right, I'm starting to feel stable and secure. Like, don't like let in the additional help that comes in that now even takes more off of your plate. And that's going to give you that refuel that you need to keep going and to really actually be able to uh enjoy your life. So, all right, we're going to be letting our Leos move out of this stressful space and into one that's a little bit more comfortable for them, where inspiration can come in, where hopefully you don't start a new project, but I don't know, Leos, you might meet somebody new and be like, oh yes, a whole new relationship to be able to dive into and to enjoy. So we'll see, I guess. But that is our new moon in Gemini for Leos. Let's get this done. All right, this is our last sign for today. We're going to do Virgos, and then I'll either come back this afternoon or I'll come back tomorrow and finish up for Libras through Pisces. But let's get through. Let's see what's going on for Virgos. Let's see what's happening for Virgos for the new moon. New moon in Gemini for the Virgos. Okay, new moon in Gemini for Virgos. All right, there's these ones. And then let's get these cards together. Alrighty. Let's get the main. Ooh, okay. Well, that was quick. Wheel of the Year, Wheel of Fortune, and the Eight of Earth. All right, well, Virgos, y'all are shifting, y'all are changing, y'all are deep into the work. This new moon, y'all are experiencing a change that's going on. An end of a cycle is happening. And it's an end of a cycle regarding something that you worked really hard for and that has been very, very beneficial to you. It's brought you a lot of prosperity. But it's also been something that stressed you out. Come on, y'all and Leos are kind of on the same tip. It's also been something that stressed you out. It's been something that Six of Fire, you've been very successful in, that's the clarifier for it. Again, we're going back to that Eight of Earth. It's been very fruitful for you. It's been very successful for you. But it's something where it's taken a lot of your mental capacity, like a lot of your time and your thoughts, a lot of your mental effort has gone towards this project and making it successful. You got a Seven of Wands to go underneath that, which is creating a plan. It's just further going into creating a plan. I think making sure you have a strategic plan. So whether that is just goals and outcomes, things that are measurable, and a set endpoint will be very important to help bring some of that, to kind of close this out. Ooh, we got the Devil card, indulgences. Yeah, I could kind of see that coming. Five of Water. Ooh, and how to work with this energy, the Eight of Swords. Yeah, so when like you do too much of something and then because you're feeling like stressed out about it, or you're just like out of balance, like you lean real far the other way, like you just seek some way to make yourself feel better. It's kind of where all of this has been kind of leaning towards. So it's like you've worked so hard on this and you've been really successful and you feel really great about it. So you're like, I can indulge a little bit. Like I can go into some of those maybe unhealthy connections a little bit. And the clarifier for that is the Five of Waters. You're wanting to find something that makes you feel different than how you felt during this whole process, which is probably you haven't been allowing yourself to really feel much of anything because you've been so focused on the outcome that now you're like, oh, I just want to feel good, and how to work with that. Eight of Swords. Again, we've talked about eights being perfection energy, like letting go of that idea that you have to have the perfect plan. It has to be the perfect idea. It has to, like, we know we love our Virgos, but Virgos can be very attached to the idea of perfection, that like everything has to be perfect, As you move past that, it might help you balance out a little bit of just like doing maybe some unhealthy things, maybe getting a little of that OCD, maybe ringing up the ex that you should not be ringing up and reaching out to, or taking on a new project relationship so that you can distract yourself from all the hard work you've been doing on this other part. New love, new connections. Oh my. Yeah. The Sun. Okay. But it's something where you feel seen. It's a new connection. It's something where you feel seen. So this is like probably an unhealthy, maybe an old ex, maybe someone that you know that is not really going anywhere, but you just want to feel something. You want to have something outside of that work. But it's saying that there's a new connection coming. There's a new partnership coming. It's one where you feel seen. It's one where you feel like they appreciate you, like you get to be the sun. And then an Eight of Pentacles. And guess what? Um, when you get that appreciation or recognition, working through that is going to, and how to work with that is to dig into that, like utilizing the skills that you do have that can be very helpful and that people really enjoy. And one of those things that Virgo has is Virgos are actually very nurturing energy. They are the virgin, in the, like, the symbolism is the virgin. They're very calculated. So like if you have someone who likes that structure, they like having someone who's very thoughtful, someone who can think of like and see all the different moving pieces. Like that is your skill set, and like you feel like you can put that into practice here in a way that's appreciated. King of Swords, you're going to start communicate very clearly about that set plan. You have courage here. Be courageous. Ooh, what is it that you have planned? Oh, okay. And how to work through that is a Tower moment of revelation. There's something that you're feeling very brave about actually being able to put out there now. Like this being seen and not having to hide. So maybe you're embracing, I don't know, I don't necessarily see that, but maybe you're embracing that devil energy. But I think it's more so of when you let go of the perfection. I think the devil energy for you, your shadow, let's call it the shadow. Your shadow energy for you, Virgo, is the perfection. When you let go of that, that allows for new connections to come in, that it actually, so that you can be seen, and then therefore you can actually utilize your skills that are good for you. And that gives you the courage to now move into something where, like, okay, I'm going to step out here and I'm going to speak up, because you had a revelation. There's a revelation coming in about, I'm guessing, all of this like feeling overrun energy in the beginning of here, and this habit, this cycle that needs to change, this cycle that needs to end, that's showing up about all of this, like just being so focused on work, being so focused on everything being perfect, being so focused on getting it right, that cycle that needs to end. This new connection that provides you with recognition allows for you to get this revelation, and then to start to speak and create some boundaries around that. And look at that. And now you can celebrate. Now you can actually have fun. So you move from stress, trash over here, stress, just stress, to indulgences as a distraction from the stress, to actually being able to embrace and have fun and enjoy yourself. Your clarifier, Three of Chalices, your clarifier for the Three of Chalices is the High Priestess. And so this is like understanding your light and your dark, putting those things actually into practice instead of just moving through your shadow and letting your shadow kind of peek in to protect you from this overwhelm, because it knows, your shadow knows. We love our shadow. Our shadow is actually our greatest protector. It's one of our best friends. We need to befriend our shadow. Your shadow knows you are overwhelmed and you are heading towards a not good place. And so your shadow tries to go in and it's telling you, go out, just have fun, just indulge. But that's not actually helping you to integrate and to create the boundaries needed so that you're not overwhelmed. So you are getting help. So you are being appreciated. So as you move out of that space and you release that need for perfection, and so that you can create more sustainable connections, you are integrating your shadow, which allows for you to actually be able to enjoy yourself and have a good time in a healthy way. And your how to work with this energy is Two of Swords. So it's take some time to yourself, meditate, make sure you have a self-care practice in place. Like, it's really truly, the devil is your shadow trying to force you to have a good time, to have fun, and to take a break, but it's doing so in a way that's unhealthy. So it's just going out and binge drinking, or like canceling all your meetings randomly and just like hiding out, instead of communicating and taking a day off later on and making sure everyone knows that like this is what needs to be getting done, but I will be unavailable. Like, that's healthy communication. That's King of Swords communication. That's a CEO's way of communicating and setting boundaries so that they can take care of their needs, right? And so as you sit down and you create this space that's much more healthy based off of balancing out your shadow and your ego. Are these upside down? They are not. Oh, how interesting. You actually get to enjoy yourself. Now, your outcome card, fascinating, is the Ten of Earth in reverse, which is not expected at all. But Ten of Earth is in reverse. It's kind of like a block to that legacy. Like, it's like you're feeling like this is fascinating, because we go from like all this hard work and everything like that to like you feeling like you're not making progress on this now. And I'm like, you've just been so stressed out, you got to let that go. Underlying, clarified by a mother of air, which is a queen of air. um and queen of air is saying, oh, maybe you're not feeling heard, or you, this is, I don't know, oh my goodness. Queen of air as a clarifier for the Ten of Earth in reversed. I think the actual reality of what it means to create a legacy is something where you're needing to kind of come in. You have that King of Air where you're communicating very clearly, and it can be a little cold though. It can be a little detached though. It's a little better than the Queen of Air, honestly, because Queen of Air can definitely be like emotionally unavailable. And I think that as you find your center within yourself, it throws things off a little. Do not let this scare you, Virgo. But it throws things off a little with the stability and the legacy that you've been working really hard to build, only because you're kind of coming in and revamping things. You're communicating differently. You're not so much, I have to be at the head, I have to be at the head, I have to be in control. You're much more of a, I will share my ideas and I expect for them to be done. And that's a shift. It's very interesting looking at this 10 Wheel of Fortune with this 10 of Earth and how similar they look. I think it's causing like a little bit of an uproar for the people around you, not for you per se, because you're still showing up as very stable and secure and calm, but it's throwing the people off. Got it. Okay, just got it. Figured it out. If you've always operated where you've been the overgiver, you've been the one who makes sure everything gets done, you've been the super reliable one, like everything relies on you, and people just put things on you because they know that you'll take care of it. When you shift this energy with this new moon in Gemini to where you're putting yourself first, like they still know what they need to be doing. Like everybody knows what needs to get done to make sure that your ship keeps going, that the family keeps going, that the business keeps going, that everything like that. Like all of that's in place. But I think people are thrown off by you putting yourself first. And you just need to hold strong to that. Just hold strong to that energy. And it'll get you what you want. But all right, that is it. That is the new moon in Gemini for our Virgos. And that will be it for this half of our reading. So I will be back either this afternoon or tomorrow, and we'll do our Libra through Pisces, and we'll see what's going on for them. And then that'll be it. And then I will be back Friday, and I will be doing summer solstice readings. And I'm very excited for summer solstice readings. So thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.